I like a nice cup of tea in the morning, for to start the day, you see. And at 11:30, well, my idea of heaven is a nice cup of tea. I like a nice cup of tea with my dinner, and a nice cup of tea with my tea. And when it's time for bed, there's a lot to be said for a nice cup of tea.
Hi, welcome back to the channel, Granny's Vintage Cookbook Revival. Today I'm going to try and make some hot cross buns. I've never made hot cross buns before, so I'm going to give them a go today. It's Easter time, for Easter time. Now, when I was living in the Northern Hemisphere, Easter time was springtime. Lots of bulbs springing forth, lambs, planting gardens, all sorts of things. It was a lovely time as a child on a farm. Lots of baby animals and chicks and things like that. Now that I live in the Southern Hemisphere, Easter is in autumn time. But what I wanted to talk to you about in regards to my granny is that she would always have a hyacinth pot in her kitchen window. And it wasn't until recently, when I was going through all my granddad's letters to her when he was stationed overseas in the war, that I found a little poem. It's just simply called the Hyacinth. And while I'm waiting for some of this, the mixture to rise when I start making the hot cross buns, I'm going to read you the poem that he sent her. And I don't know if I'll have to ask my mum this, but I don't know if my granny actually grew hyacinths while she was still married, or when my granddad passed away. I'm not sure if she actually she planted that in memory of him, and because she had this poem, and now it makes complete sense why she would always have a hyacinth that I remember as a child in her kitchen window. So I think that's rather lovely that she did that. I'm thinking possibly in memory of the poem that he sent, because it's a lovely little poem, and I'll read it later.
Just get your ham and grease. How long will I have to wait, standing at the station gate? Broken hearted, gotta get started, going back to old Yazoo. Oh, take me back to old Yazoo. Everything up here is new. I can't stand it, just must land it, going back to old Yazoo. Everything you do, people got their eyes on you. It's compelling, yeah, me yelling, take me back to old Yazoo. If you don't like beans and rice, get your rice and beans. If you don't like greens and ham, get your ham and greens. Lordy, Lordy, how long will I have to wait, standing at the station gate? I'm broken hearted.
Okay, have my apron on, have the ingredients. You know how this goes. This is what I'm going to read from the recipe book, but you can't see my face. That's all right, this is where the action is happening. Put the yeast into a small basin with 1 teaspoon of caster sugar and mix them together until they liquefy. Now, I'm using active yeast. Back in the day, they would have used that sort of like block of fresh yeast. You can still get that today, and if you want to use that, it's half an ounce, but this is what this is in dried form. We'll see if this works. But you know, this might mean it's an epic fail. We don't know yet. 1 teaspoon of caster sugar. So I'm just going to mix them together. They are not going to liquefy because it's not the right type of yeast. Warm the milk and add it to the yeast. Oops, that was a bit full. This is half a pint of milk. I will clear that up later. Just leave that to warm. Take half the flour and sieve it with the salt. Now, so it's a pound of flour, so I've split it in half already because we need to let the first half of the mixture rise, and then we mix in the second half of the flour when we're ready to make them into hot cross buns. Now it says to sieve the flour, but this isn't the 1930s and we don't have lumps in our flour, so yay. Then we need the pinch of salt. Stir in the yeast and milk and mix it all together. Then cover the basin loosely and put it in a warm place for 45 minutes to an hour. And that's going to be when I'm going to be reading you the poem. Oh, it smells like yeast. That smell takes me back to my home economic days at school. Hyacinth. Patiently I've watched God making it into a flower. Silently, mysteriously, it's grown from hour to hour. I've watched it since the first green tip thrust through the pot of earth, and underneath my eyes this thing has come to birth. This lovely thing, flushed to the colour of a sunset sky. I wish that I could make such beauty once before I die. But there are things we cannot do, for all our vaunted power, we do not know the secret that creates a living flower. I can see why Granny would plant a hyacinth bulb every autumn to come up in spring. So it's nice that I'm making hot cross buns in autumn, and later on, maybe next month or so, in the next couple of months, I'll plant some hyacinth bulbs. Okay, while we're waiting for the other part to rise, I can start on the rest of it, the other half. So sieve the remainder of the flour with the spice and ground ginger. Again, don't need to sieve. Ginger, teaspoon. Oop. You need 1 flat teaspoon of mixed spice and 1 flat teaspoonful of ground ginger. So flat teaspoon. Even I like my hot cross buns a little bit spicy. Oh, let's have it. Yeah. Right. Right, then I have to rub in the butter. I just want to let everybody know that I do wash my hands. This takes a while, so you can go and make yourself a cup of coffee or a nice cup of herbal tea if you'd like to. And I'll see you back in a jiffy.
Take me back to WWII. Everything up here is new. I can't stand it, just must land it. Going back to WWII. Everything you do, people got their eyes on
Gotta
you.
get these lumps out.
It's
1930s, 2025.
Going back to WWII. If you don't like beans and rice, get your rice and beans. If you don't like greens and ham, just get your ham and greens. How long will I have to wait, standing at the station gate? Broken hearted, gotta get started, going back to WWII. Oh, take me back to WWII. Everything up here is new. I can't stand it, just must land it, going back to WWII. Everything you do,
What's next?
people got their eyes on you.
Add the sugar, raisins and the peel. Now, I've only put raisins in here because I really don't like peel in anything, in fruit cakes, in Christmas cakes, hot cross buns. I just don't like peel. Sorry. If you want to put peel in, go for it. what's in there? 1 ounce of candied peel. Ooh. Right. Hold your horses. So, because I'm not putting peel in, I have to put the amount of peel in from the sultanas, not sultanas, raisins. Otherwise, everybody will think they're missing out and they have a hot cross bun with no fruit in it. And that's such a disappointment, isn't it, when you buy some at the shop and you get home, you get one with no fruit in it. You just got a sweet roll. One hour later. Ooh. Ooh. Well, that's not an epic fail, is it? Right, so what does it say? Mix all these ingredients together. So I'm going to mix it in the big bowl. Oh, the smell. Yum. Ooh. Oh, isn't baking fun? It says to beat it up, but I'll use my hands.
I like a nice cup of tea in the morning, for to start the day, you see. And at 11:30, well, my idea of heaven is a nice cup of tea. I like a nice cup of tea with my dinner, and a nice cup of tea with my tea. And when it's time for bed, there's a lot to be said for a nice cup of tea.
they're double the size. They're quite soft. I think I've fallen at the last hurdle. Let me know in the comments what I've done wrong, so I know for next time. Okay, so now we are going to put them in a hot oven to bake, and this will take about half an hour. Well, I don't know if that's a tasty success or an epic fail. I'll let you know when the taste testers have done their work and have given me points. You can make a glaze. To make the glaze, mix one dessert spoonful of caster sugar with 1 tablespoonful of milk until dissolved, and then you actually can put, though you brush it on, haven't got a brush. I could use something else. And return them to an oven to dry. So we'll see if we can do that. And there's the glaze on top. Makes them look a little bit better. So that just goes in the cooling off oven to not cook, but for the glaze to sort of dry off. I don't know if that's an epic fail. The oven runs too hot, I know that, so I'm going to have to bear that in mind with future videos and other recipes. Yeah, they smell good, they sound good. If a hot cross bun can sound good.